Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here, and I'm here once again to bring you another video about my standard builds and a guide slash showcase of what this build can do. I will make a immediate disclaimer that this is not a cheap build. However, obviously if you are playing on PC, it might be a little less expensive. For me, it was not cheap and very, very obnoxious to get everything I needed to get. But I ended up getting it all, and it was great, but, you know. So, other than that, I will say that I do want to thank a couple of friends of mine who helped me work this out. I have pretty much a really good set of gear and good overall outlook of the build. Able to do all content, and I mean all content. I've even tried the feared. I don't have a feared rotation up yet, so I can't really say, hey, let's go do it and showcase it. Excuse me, sorry, I've been having issues. But do have just a little bit of other things I can show you, just to kind of give you a look at what your what your damage is going to look like when you do this build to the max. So I will say that nothing in my gear is legacy. I don't have any really crazy stuff that are super legacy. I do have a shield that is almost impossible to craft now, but let's just go right into it. Now, if you can't tell, we are doing the replica Forbidden Shaco Flicker Strike. I think we have some legacy flasks. We have legacy flasks here and here. Other than that, we're not like super decked out. So we have a Paradoxica with attack LA Pen and attack speed near rare unique enemies. Replica Forbidden Shaco with 32 Ice Bite, 6 Ruthless. So I believe at level 6 the Ruthless is like 90% more on the third hit. We are using Awaken Multi-Strike, Hypothermia, Divergent Flicker, and Awaken LE damage with attacks. I often switch out Hypothermia for Enhance. That'll make your teleport range 22% longer and make it so you're able to just kind of dash all over the place and kill packs further away. Our rings are +1 Frenzy. This one I crafted myself. I hit it with the cold damage for Dex until I hit Wed. I kept the Wed. Got super lucky and hit a prefix for life with mana regen. Then I reforged speed until I hit T1 attack speed. Well, there's only one tier on rings. And then I exalted the tier 2 cold. Now we have the +1 minimum power here, just because, we need the power charges and we're using the replica fur. Our current setup in our fur is Awaken Hextouch, Frostbite, Unbound Ailments, Bone Chill, and Empower linked to Vortex. So all of my gems here get a +4, all the active ones that is, which is Frostbite and Vortex. Our other Frenzy ring is just a mirrored ring from a friend of ours. It's not much, there's like no damage to it, it's just all stats and res and a little bit of attack speed. We're using the Yoke of Suffering because we want to shock enemies, giving us a more multiplier. Alternatively, you could use a crit multi-attack speed amulet, or you could use something along the lines of the Pandemonious. What I have anointed is Tribal Fury for striking additional targets, so I have even more clear. That way I don't have to anoint like something else for single target, and my clear just feels just that much worse. Our shield is the Legacy Shield. This is kind of Legacy. You can still make something like this, it's just not going to be as good as this. You basically awaken the +2 minimums together. However, the minimum frenzy charges on this specific thing is pretty much garbage. So more than likely, you would probably just want to do a +2 power charge with something else for influence, and then reforge cold off the top till you hit T1. It's a very low weight, so it is really hard to do, but like I said, this is a multiple mirror build, so this is what you can expect it to cost. In it, we only have one, it's Divergent Vitality. Now we're taking Vitality because, one, it has damage while on full life, which is a lot of the time. It doesn't always proc, but the Vitality also coincides with our Watcher's Eye. Our gloves are Awakened +2 strikes with +1 Frenzy. I got lucky on the Awakener Orb Slam and got T1 life. Then I just reforge, or prefixes can't be changed to Veiled Chaos until I hit int. You really need int in this build because you're starved and a lot of your stuff is int required. And then I exalt Slam T1 attack speed and crafted aspect of the cat. So in my gloves here we have Empower, Blood Rage, Ancestral Protector, along with a less duration support in the slot there. For our boots doesn't have an enchant. We do need to get an enchant on it. We also need an enchant on this, but we haven't had any luck yet. Our Dark Ray Vectors are just +1 endurance because we have a Feral's Fur. It ends up getting us to 5 endurance charges, which is pretty big. We have Enlighten, Precision, Hatred, and Herald of Ice. That way we can reserve everything. Now if we go into our tree here, we are using 3 large clusters. Our first one is Blanketed Snow, Deep Chill, Widespread Destruction. Now Widespread Destruction, the AoE does nothing, but the elemental damage does. Deep Chill helps the cold ailments, which helps the what do you call it? This whole interaction with Bone Chill support, Unbound Ailments, and Vortex. Just a little bit more damage whenever we pop it on bosses. Our jewels are all triple multi with something else. This is triple multi Elemental Pen Corrupted. This is a triple multi Corrupted Blood. We are taking these nodes here for the sword all the way to Fatal Blade. I have a Intuitive Leap with Can't Be Hindered, and I have a Heartseeker, what is this? Acuity and Herbalism. Going down, we are going this way. I only have one node here spec'd. I'm actually level 94. If I get to 97, I can take these 3 nodes as well. This is like the last part, is just to get more health. I am currently taking Fangs of Frost. However, if you don't mind losing your extra strike, you can anoint this and save yourself 3 points here. And when you save yourself 3 points here, you can literally put in the life nodes here if you wanted to. That actually is pointless. And I actually didn't even know that was there. Let's go ahead and get more life now. Okay, cool. And for our second cluster, we have Blanketed Snow, Prismatic Heart, Widespread Destruction. Prismatic Heart gives you Ellie Alvarez. Blanketed Snow is the pin. And then we have 4 of these clusters. They all have the exact same thing, which is Ancestral Echo and Ancestral Guidance. Now, each one of these does... Ancestral Echo says you have 10% attack and cast speed if you've summoned a totem recently. Obviously, we only need this on bosses. And Ancestral Guidance says increased effective buffs from our ancestral totems. We currently are using 2 different ones. We usually drop only one for regular map bosses, which is the this is the Protector. Either way, and then the War Chief, I believe, and then we drop both of them with a Val and the attack speed one on big bosses such as Cyrus, and literally just that they end up taking insane damage. So we have 4 of those, which ends up being 120% increased buff effect of our totems, and 40% attack and cast speed the moment we summon a totem. We're going over here, taking... Oh, let me show you the jewels real quick. We have another crit multi-jewel. This one has attack speed. This is courtesy of a friend of mine. He actually rolled this, and I told him I can really use that because I'm using elemental. Now our Watcher's High is a base crit hatred with vitality, life gain on hit. So basically this is why we have vitality. That way we can get a little bit of life back and kind of sustain our health just a little bit better. When you're attacking a million times a second, you tend to get a lot of life back. Now we are currently res capped pretty well. We are 88 past cold. If we want to, we can actually use more pin by using the what do you call it, Wise Oak instead. But instead I opted in for the Dodge Flask. This gives us dodge and increased evasion. It's a legacy roll. It's only a little bit above the regular, but yeah, it's a legacy roll, and this really helps when you're just dashing around. You know, you can't really control everything, so just getting that extra dodge is really helpful. Currently, we are sitting at a 29% physical damage reduction, a 34% chance to evade, and a 67% chance to dodge attack hits. If we pop this, we go up to 74% chance to dodge attack hits, and everything else just jumps up too. Now this is obvious, you know, gain Fizz is chaos and gain elemental is chaos, so you just get a lot of extra chaos damage for no reason. This goes well with this because we gain chaos damage there too, so basically we do enough damage that we can kill things through their ES, and things that don't have ES just get instantly deleted. We are taking the Frenzy node here, obviously. We have Golem's Blood, another, I think this is a triple multi. See, multi. Yeah, this is a triple multi. If we had a two-handed, it would be a quad multi. Sadly, we don't. And then we have this node here, Vigor, because again, we're endurance stacking a little bit. We're taking this node here, dismembering with crit multi, crit chance to maim enemies when you crit, which is really good. Extra multi there. We are taking Blade of Cunning, increased physical damage with swords. Sword attack still 20% damage. Hits and ailments, more multi, more chance. Our last cluster is a Feel the Fight, Feed the Fury, Martial Prowess. Now, currently, we're path this way because of this. However, if I'm not mistaken, I can... Let me see. If I take this... No, I can't. Okay. Well, at this moment, I can't spec this in. But at the moment, we're spec this specifically way just because this is only 6 attack speed and a little bit of damage. And this makes it so our split personality, which is a strength int split personality, works. If I take this out, you can see I need a lot of int to even run my gear. Also, I have this on, so if I were to take it out, I need strength as well and even more int. And yeah, so that's really needed for the end of your tree. And then we have another one of these. Obviously, the Fuel the Fights, the attack speed mana leech really helps to sustain. And then another one of these. Our last cluster is a Max Life triple multi with 1% movement speed. Let's go ahead and respec this one in. And then if we look down here, we're pathed here. This gives us to full elemental ailment immunity, at least to freeze and chill. If you can't tell here, we have shock avoidance 78%, freeze avoidance 108, chill avoidance 108, ignite avoidance 78%. So this is fine. This is good enough when you're running around zooming. You don't really care all that much about your little things here and there. I actually have to pop everything back on so my reses look like they're normal because my gear unequipped. Alright, then if we go up here, there's obviously the Frenzy here, a little more life right here, and then our last node is another triple multi-life with 1% movement speed for the implicit. Everything here, I believe, if I were just to count the jewels, these were about 10-15x each. All of these, I haven't price checked them recently, but in the hundreds of X, I believe, for all of them. I'm not sure exact prices, so don't quote me on any of this. The Corrupted Blood Jewel, I've had offers of 200 before, and I declined it. So I just, it is what it is. You gotta, if you have something that's really good for you, don't sell it. Keep it. Use it for your build. But anyway, other than that, we do have an alternate build. If you can't tell, we are spec'd in this part of the tree, so we can actually run one inspired right here. And if I go all the way up here to where this is, I can run a second inspired here. And then I can actually spend, I believe it's an extra 6 points. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And I can run 3 inspireds here, third inspired here, and run like super juicy maps and just be a giant flicker strike. I will say that even though you can do that on this build, it's not very smart. I actually can't, like, after it gets a certain amount of pack size and I start hitting a lot of things, even with all the buffs, I just lag so hard I can't even move. So, I mean, if you have a PS5 or you have a PC, then by all means try the triple inspired flicker. I tried it. I tried the double inspired flicker with Headhunter, and it didn't really go over well. So aside from our Headhunter, which is just crit multi corrupted, the cast speed doesn't do anything for me. We actually instead use a old harvest crafted Redeemer belt. This is just a cold max life, chaos res, attack speed, and elemental damage with attacks. I think it is no damage against chilled enemies. And the downside is it does have projectile attack damage, which does absolutely nothing for us. The upside is because it has chaos res and life, That gives us a, and it gives us a bistro, which like right here even we have a one useless mod, but we have multi. It looks like T1 life, right? T1 multi T1 life, and then attack and cast speed. So we have a triple T1 right here on our Abyss Jewel, and then if we put this on, we actually go to 30 positive Chaos Res, which is really huge for mapping, especially with Hunter. And you know, when you're flickering around, you can't really do much about it. So enough of me talking about the build and all the gear pieces and stuff. Right now, I want to actually have some fun and show off the build a little bit. I hope you guys don't mind. We're gonna go ahead and let's see, pick a area. Let's see. I've been trying to do harvest. Do I want to do harvest right now? Yeah, I think we're gonna do harvest. So we're gonna go to Lex Proxima. Now, harvest plants tend to one-shot me, so just if I die, I die. Um, this isn't a build that can sit there and tank. I have a lot of survivability, but that doesn't mean I can tank everything, so. We're just going to go ahead and grab all these out, and then I'll just put away the twice enchantments and these for now. I was hunting for my enchant, and I only did one lab and realized the lab sucked, so. Also, I end up doing a little bit of ritual farming today. I did all of my empty vessels and filled them up with blood. I found 2 of the ignite burn ring, whatever it's called. This one right here. Now on standard console, they are like 20 plus exalts. I priced mine at 18. Honestly, if they sell for less, then good, whatever. But honestly, this pays for my investment alone. But I did, however, also find a rot blood, which is really good for certain builds. And I found I think a fractured, I found this fractured jewelry here, so that was cool. And then a raw exalt and these, so it was a pretty good run. I didn't really have a lot of expectation going into it, so getting something out of it was really cool. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and give it a good old shot real quick. I will say that this build is very particular on how you fight certain bosses. Cyrus, for example, you have to fight him at very specific moments and play his games. Otherwise, you don't want to just jump on him and get meteor showered to death as you're on him. And you definitely don't want to do the bowling alley. And usually what I do with the bowling alley is I'll flicker onto him and then I'll dash past him. Just trying to time it perfectly, because if you're flickering around him and he shoots it and you happen to be on the side he shoots, it will still hit you regardless of how fast you're moving. So currently I have hypothermia, and hypothermia is a damage multiplier for me because I chill and freeze everything. If I can help it, I'll run a boss real quick. Oh, okay. And that's the boss. I didn't even drop my totems, if you can tell, and I instantly deleted the boss. So for my next thing, I will now show you a Guardian fight, just to show you like exactly what you could expect for this. Let me see, what conquered? Did I spawn a conquer? I didn't, so I can just do the Guardian fights without worrying about that. I was gonna do a bunch of maps later, but I think I'm just gonna have fun showing the build a little bit. If you have any questions on how this build works, you're free to ask. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a couple of different Guardians. I will say each of them have their own play styles, and I haven't yet mastered them all. Just make sure there's no reflect on. I'm going to try it regardless of the mods. Or it cannot leave, that's bad. Alright, let's go ahead and give it a shot, see how we do. I don't even know why I'm doing that. Let's just run it normal. Now, one thing I will disclaim again is that this is a very expensive build. If you're going to be building this build, you have to have the bankroll to to get it started. The helm alone is like 100 exalts without even rolling Ice Bite. Then it just exponentially goes up depending on what you have rolled on it. I got lucky and actually have a Ice Bite with Ruthless on it, so I have an insane helmet for bossing and single and clear at the same time. You can basically settle for just having level 35, 34, 35, 31 Frostbite, and your helm's going to be good enough to do this damage. Getting a second link like that is really rare and really uncommon, so I'm kind of stoked that it happened. Alright, Chimera's... Oh, okay. That was interesting. I phased him and then he hit me and killed me. Well, Chimera is insta-phase, as you saw. I didn't even throw a totem up. But yeah, that's pretty much how the fights are going to go. I think Chimera is the only one that does that kind of phasing. The rest of them just kind of die really quick. If I'm not mistaken, I think Hydra, if you're not fast enough, you can you're going to have to like drop totems probably to kill her fast enough, but Phoenix is easy. Minotaur dives under the ground once and usually you can kill him, so it's all relatively simple to do this fight. Insta-phased. Phase again. There we go. This is where the positive Chaos-Reighn comes in. Nice, we got a form, so we can run the form. So I could definitely, most likely even, I can probably just sit here and run the notables to have double Phoenix and you know, all the double Guardian ones, just so I can have more fragments drop. However, honestly speaking, I don't really care about the fragments in Standard. I've basically sold most of my Shaper and Elder fights for a while now, so it's just whatever for me. Well, I got two of these, However, these I totally don't mind running, so I'm gonna put this aside. Let me see. What is it, the Phoenix? Yeah, I need the Phoenix. Cool. We'll do the Phoenix next. Is the can't regen. Okay, so can't regen is another small problem, but you can kind of fix it with a mana flask. Just so we don't have that problem, I'm just gonna throw it in. I've found myself on many occasions not being able to do anything because I had no way to hit an enemy, or if I did, it was an auto attack, and for some reason it wasn't leeching. I don't know exactly how can't regen interacts with Flicker, but it's not a good interaction. But I will say I am enjoying this character a lot. And I do apologize for my absence this past week. I've just been going through just a lot of like, personal stuff, just kind of hanging out and not worrying too much about league or anything. I've all but finished my league, but I will be more than likely playing league still. Just not as serious, having more fun than anything else. Now, if anyone has any kind of questions about this build or any build or anything like that, please feel free to ask away. I will say I have an idea of how to change this build into my own monstrosity soon, and I can't wait to bring that to you guys to show you my concept and everything like that. I am unsure how good it's going to be because it won't be ailment immune, but it should be incredibly powerful, and that's what I'm aiming for. Alright, that's Phoenix. And I have Enfeeble on me with no buffs. I don't have a Headhunter on, so that's what it looks like as far as bossing DPS versus him. I dropped the totems that time because I just didn't want to deal with dying and coming back. I play Path of Loading Screen when I play console, right? So I might as well just make it work. See, making sure this is all doable. Max life and what? Area of effect. See, this is that's a lot of nope. No regions, the thing that turned me off on it. Everything else, I don't care if they have more life. More monster life. Temp chains. Temp chains slows your flicker down, but we're gonna do it anyway, just to kind of show you, performance-wise, what it looks like. So one thing I will say about the whole Bone Chill with Vortex and whatnot is that you can cast that while you're flickering, so when you're on top of a boss, you can cast it mid-fight, and that'll apply your Bone Chill plus your Frostbite at once, and give you the option to just kind of melt the boss even harder with that whole interaction. Now, as you see, things aren't instantly dying now. They're still dying, they're just not dying instantly, and that's a double, it's two-pronged. The first reason is because we are temporal chains, the other is because they have extra life. Temporal chains reduces the amount of flickers we do, so yeah. I'm actually going to run this harvest real quick. Atlas, I don't care about that. I don't care about that one either. Lucky crafting, exchange pale court keys, I don't care. Sacrifice stiff. Wow, a lot of these are just pretty nudie. Let's see here. Currency. Randomized influence. I think I still need this, so we're gonna get this. Now let's see if I can kill these fast enough. These, yeah, this is... okay, we got him. Okay. Nope. Wait, what was that other one? Reforge. Ooh, Reforge keeping prefixes. Alright, now we move on to the rest of our map. He's gonna dive underground. He's gonna pop up. We're gonna kill him instantly, hopefully. Come on. Nope. Oh, okay. He got cloned. So, as you saw there, we are temp changed with him max life, and we almost killed him without even, you know, in a couple of seconds, basically. So that's the kind of damage you can expect from this whole thing. I will kind of go over bit by bit. You know, what you can do to get to these damage levels. First and foremost, the Paradoxica is one of the hugest things because it says attacks with this weapon deal double damage. Second thing is the Ice Bite values on level 32 plus or 30 plus helmet end up being somewhere like 100 and something plus added cold per frenzy, and then a huge flat amount, so it ends up being like 2 or 3 awakened gems built in. That's why you do so much damage with this helmet. Yeah, unfortunately there are times like that where like yeah, you see there my arena isn't loaded, Maven isn't loaded, things are finally turning off. Alright, so I don't know exactly what happened to kill me, but I think I dashed into him or I dashed towards him and I just insta died. So just be aware that if you're playing this build on ps4, you will have an issue with frames and graphics and everything like that. However, I will say that I am actually surprised I'm able to see a lot of the things I'm able to see, because there's a whole lot of, what do you call it, a whole lot of like stuff going on, like your character's zooming around, there's a lot of sounds, and with Ice Shot my sound ends up cutting out and it ends up causing more lag. So on this build I'm actually kind of excited I can hear sound again. It's pretty fun. Makes the build, you know, definitely worth playing. My opinion, anyway. Yeah, path of loading screen for the win. As you can see, we have a very long load time. I know the PS5 doesn't, but I don't have a PS5 and I don't have the budget to afford it right now. I don't know what happened there. I just didn't flicker. Alright, well, I didn't expect to be 4-portaling a Minotaur with Flicker Strike of all builds, but also didn't expect my Flicker Strike to sit there and attack twice instead of bouncing back and forth and hitting him multiple times. So guess we're 4-portaling Minotaur here. Temp chains post max life OPO. There we go. Oops, turn them all off. So used to it. Okay. So let's see here. Nice finding two of them. It's pretty cool. Cannot regen. I don't want to do that. Elemental weakness is fine. Alright. Now, I'm having Maven witness these, obviously, so you guys can see the formed fight. As I said, I don't have a feared fight, but you'll be able to see exactly what you're looking forward to if you're doing it this way anyway. This one I won't have temp chain, so I should be relatively quick with it. We'll see. Alright, drop portal. Alright, almost instant. Oh, okay. Well, looks like she's being healed by Maven now. Gotta hurry up and reload in. As you saw, she she ran away before we can finish her off. But yeah, that's basically the fight. Almost one portal kill. I think if I would have timed my totems a little better or placed them closer, the other one at least, I would have probably been able to delete her. But yep, that's basically the build in a nutshell. You're literally instantly able to kill most bosses, and you know, it's going to be relatively expensive, but it's a very, very enjoyable experience. And that was me dying and freezing at the same time. I'm actually just going to leave the Hydra fragment on the floor because I want to hurry up and finish this video. Alright. And now I'll go ahead and show you one of the forms. We have... Okay, 2 projectiles is annoying. Well, let's go ahead and try it. Now, I tried this before, and I did it with less annoying mods. However, for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you exactly what you can look forward to on this build. I'm sure you've seen this build in action in the last leagues before the gym nerfs, and it was insane. But this is my current variant, and this is with like basically the budget that, you know, as much budget as I could throw at it, which is a lot of budget. Oh, I got knocked. Okay. Tar dead. Okay. So he would have been dead, but Maven healed him. If that's unfortunate. Oh, unfortunate, but it happens. Alright, we got another one. That extra projectiles is what killed me. I didn't even see that. Oh, wow. Okay, so, when Hydra does that extra projectile thing, or when she like does that split arrow with those 2 extra projectiles, each one of them gets 2 extra projectiles. So we gotta not do extra projectiles on this. I didn't even notice that. That's funny, but you know, you live and you learn, right? Alright, well, that was kind of shitty. It spawned me on a tornado on top of Hydra. That's, first time I've seen that happen. That's for sure. Alright, we took care of Phoenix. Yeah, this is not exactly what I expected to happen, but I think the extra projectiles is definitely too much to deal with. Path of loading screen, yo. This is how to watch path of loading screen in a nutshell. Just play a fight on a squishy build with extra projectiles. We do have dodge cap, so the fact that it's able to hit me like that is pretty interesting. Just like instantly hit me without any like oh. Okay. That's cool. Well, doesn't look like we're gonna make it. I could call in my ice shot, but I think the last portal is pretty scuffed. But, well, you live and you learn. Next time we have to focus her. I think I tried to focus her, but the game really didn't want me to attack her before, so I went for Phoenix, and that didn't work out. So, yeah, just if you're gonna fight this fight, focus this girl, because she is not a fair boss to deal with. Where are you at? Where are you running to? Got her. Alright. 6 portal fight. Woo! But yeah, that's basically what you can expect with this. Honestly, you can probably do it in like 3 or 4 portals if you weren't stupid like I was. I really shouldn't have done a fight with 2 extra projectiles, especially with all that spamming that was going on. So, yeah, just don't do what I did and you should be fine on the build. Without further ado, I do appreciate you guys joining me here today. I'm sorry I did have a couple of deaths, but just wanted to kind of showcase to you. So it wasn't really planned out, just thrown together. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and as always, everyone take it easy. If you haven't already, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and check the little bell icon so you can get more future videos and references to my future builds. If you guys have any interest or any want to know anything about how I go through my building process, you are free to basically ask and be like, hey, how do you do this, hey, what do I do for this, and I'm more than willing to let you know. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, everybody, take it easy.